Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is the 6th of August, 2026, and here are the top crypto news stories for today. Let's kick off today's episode with clarity to see where things stand. As you already know, the Senate is about to go on recess in a few days, and lawmakers have not yet announced clear plans for when they will vote on clarity. Nevertheless, in a post on Wednesday, Senator Cynthia Lummis, a very crypto-friendly senator, stated that she expects the Senate to vote on the Clarity Act before the chamber breaks for its one-month August recess. We should note that the probability is very low, as you know, but Senator Lummis still believes clarity could be voted on before the recess. Moving on from clarity, we'll turn to an exchange in today's news, and that's BUIDL, which managed to obtain an electronic money license from Austria. As a result, this license provides a legal foundation for future payment capabilities, which may include person-to-person payments, merchant payment solutions, open banking functionality, and card products. So a new card from BUIDL could be on the way, as you can imagine, or some new offering. From BUIDL, we'll now gradually move into our other stories, starting with Circle, from which we learned some details about its network, called ARK. First of all, Circle will launch its public blockchain on the 16th of September and has already assembled a founding group of validators that will come almost entirely from institutional players. That means companies such as BlackRock, Galaxy, Global Payments, Mastercard, Visa, MoneyGram, SBI Group, Standard Chartered, and DTCC. These and others will act as validators on this network, along with Circle itself, of course. It's worth noting that BlackRock is expected to bring its own tokenized fund onto the ARK network as soon as it launches, while DTCC will enable the tokenization of a majority of the assets it custodies, if not before the second half of 2027. Now, regarding Circle's financials, the company told us that total revenues reached $701 million, representing a 7% increase on an annual basis. So as a company, it remains healthy, and we also learned when its own blockchain will launch. Moving on, we'll turn to Bitcoin, where a team of security researchers managed to find nearly 5,000 bugs in a sweeping audit. There is a security group for Bitcoin made up of 16 volunteers. These individuals told us they identified nearly 5,000 potential issues during a rapid review of projects in the Bitcoin ecosystem, with the help of, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. What they did was not audit the Bitcoin code itself and find all these errors. They simply scanned public code repositories related to Bitcoin and its ecosystem for vulnerabilities. And within 9.8 hours of running the research, they identified 4,962 potential issues across 390 projects. Of those, 720 are considered high or critical severity. So we hope they get fixed quickly, especially in the code running on top of Bitcoin, as you can imagine. Continuing on, we'll also look at some projects in the crypto market that are unfortunately shutting down. One of them is Proof of Play, a company that develops blockchain video games, which will cease operations. As it says, it failed to build a viable business around blockchain gaming because, as we've said over the past months, if not years, GameFi has not been doing particularly well, and it is not the narrative we expect to see in the short term. Long term, I think it will do something. It's worth noting that a large portion of the code they built will be released as open source, and that code will include code for the game Pirate Nation, which is one of the best known titles the company managed to create. Moving on, we'll also touch on Eliza, formerly known as a 16Z, which was an artificial intelligence token from the AI craze that launched on Solana, promising to do automated trading and portfolio management for you. At least that's what it claimed. Nevertheless, According to its founder, the token is now dead. According to the founder of Eliza Lab, the project's founding token has been wound down and the Eliza Foundation is closing following a group settlement that drained the company's funds. As he states in one of his posts, the project was involved in a legal dispute with a group of token holders represented by Beric Law, and after deciding it did not have the funds to continue the lawsuit, they reached a settlement, as you can imagine. As he also says, he still holds the intellectual property rights to Eliza, so he will build something again, though he hasn't told us what or when. And for the final item of the day, we'll check in on our beloved crypto market, where Bitcoin is simply sitting at $64,000. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is the 6th of August, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.